Hopefully it's not gonna be, well, I mean the first one's gonna be terrible, but, you know, maybe it'll be kind of okay at least. We're gonna find out. What is it? No items, hard CPU. In order, 48 races. Move that here. I'm just happy if we can make it through a whole thing in one attempt. Whatever happens, whatever failures transpire, we're just gonna do our best today. And that's what's important. Oh, forgot to hold R for Animal Crossing, which is apparently a thing. Alright. Let's have some fun. Also, apparently my mouse cursor is being captured when I hover over the splits. I hope I held R correctly, because I have let go already. And I quite frankly do not know when you're supposed to let go of that. This is gonna be a real mess. But that's okay. I have practiced this at least a little bit off screen. I am aware of some strategies. I will not perform any of them well. But that's okay. I think there is like a strategy on which map you start as well. That's not a thing you're supposed to do. And I'm just starting on map 1 because quite frankly, I don't know what the exact reason is for certain strategies. I've seen good times being done by people who started on this map, so it's probably fine either way, right? As long as you sort of manage to stick to the lines, then you're probably gonna be okay. But we'll see. I'm probably just not gonna try this weird skip. Well, for this lap at least. I'll try it again next round. Why not just try everything? Even if this run is slightly doomed to fail, like occasionally we get away with stuff like that. If I wasn't in the grass there at the end, would have been a little better, but that's okay. The best thing about a first run is that the second run is so much better. So, it's all good. At least so far, seemingly, we are probably at least going to make it past the first track, so that's good. Like, that was what I was trying to do, more or less. I don't know how well I did that. And then I kind of forgot about that jump pad, but it is there's so many tricky little intricate things you can do in this game that I, for one, am not fully aware of how to do them properly. But I also don't really have a very strong goal for this particular speedrun either. So we'll just see where we end up. I'd like to get under 2 hours. And then we'll just see where that brings us afterwards. And so far we've done one map in 2 minutes something. Hello, Carble. Welcome to this experiment. I, for one, am having a good day. I hope you are too. But also, I probably should have memorized some of these strats a little bit better. I have like a vague idea what to do on most tracks for at least like a semi-decent time, but quite frankly, I have honestly not played Mario Kart 8 in so long. And some things are just real odd. Hi, Ice Wave. Like this nonsense right there, if you do that right, it's a lot quicker, but I don't think I did it correctly. But there is like a whole thing where if you do a boost rather than tricking off of those glider areas, it apparently is quicker. And I'm not 100% sure how it works, but I'm sure either way we're doing it perfectly and there is no way to do this quicker, so I'm not really too bothered at the end of the day. I also don't know which coins you're supposed to grab, because they do make you go quite a bit quicker if done right, I do believe. But it's okay, as long as we're ahead of the computers, right? then we'll probably be fine. Maybe not run into quite every single wall as well, but again, the whole idea of a first run is to improve on the second run, so you gotta make a couple mistakes on purpose for the sake of making life a little bit easier for you the second time around. That time's definitely not gonna be today, but it'll make a future stream better that way. Oh god. I also agree with Dog Feather, watch out for falling sign. I am fully on board. I forgot to split already. Nah, don't worry about it. It's all good. Probably should have actually just skipped that split right there. I probably still should, but I don't actually remember what the button for it is. Hey, Caterpillar. Welcome to whatever this is. Playing Mario Kart without items is like the most chill experience. There is such a big difference between playing this game with and without items, and it's just weirdly relaxing. The music is also just really good, which helps out a lot, admittedly. But there is just a nice chill vibe going on while playing this, and I kind of appreciate it. Having said that, the chaos stuff with items is like a whole different ordeal at the end of the day. Content. That's right. That's what we're going for. That's exactly what this is. Hey, Emerald Comet. How's it going, everyone? I hope everyone's in the mood for a solid, hopefully less than 2 hours of Mario Kart. Because I sure am. Because I really don't know what time to expect. Like, I've seen a couple people... Hey, suck this. I've seen a couple people, like, do this run lately, and it's honestly so much fun to watch, but also just to do. Hey, Geese Cheese. How's it going? This isn't quite the same as Isaac. It's got similar vibes, I would say, but there are some distinct differences here and there between Isaac and this, I would say. Really minor ones, though. For the most part, it's effectively the same thing. They both have carts. Does Isaac have anything kart-related? It doesn't really have, like, a very obvious Mario Kart reference in there. Admittedly, it would be an odd choice, perhaps, but given all the other references in there. Thanks for the follow, Sectus. Wow. I didn't even know you didn't follow me, but I take that personally. Admit it, I haven't streamed in 100 years, but still. I will remember this. I won't remember this. I'll have forgotten this before the end of this run for sure, but quite frankly, it's appalling. I need to get myself some of those Shy Guy emotes and things as well. Really get fully in the mindset of playing this game. It's also nice that Roy is apparently one of the best characters in the game for this, because I was already playing Roy pretty much all the time anyway, so that worked out perfectly. Maybe you never followed me since you switched account? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I also switched account, I think. I don't think this is the account that I've always streamed on. Although I've streamed some things on this, I think, but not like everything. I don't know anymore. It's like a whole thing in it. Is the chat supposed to emote only? Oh, no. That does explain how everyone's talking entirely in emotes, I suppose. Why is it in emote only? I actually don't know. I need to... Can you fix that? Can I fix that easily? Good lord. I mean, it is good. Thank you. I just noticed that it also said underneath the chat, emote only chat. I never even noticed. I would have just accepted that everyone just talks in emote in my chat. That's just how people speak. But I suppose words are okay as well. Look, this is my first stream in what is possibly years. I think the only streams I've ever really even done in like recent years have been just with Sectus and showing my perspective and mostly having his chat open. So we gotta get used to all this again, you know, is a thing. I'm figuring out how to speak in hieroglyphics here. I suppose this does make things a little bit easier. I'm happy that muscle memory is carrying me through this track mostly because, quite frankly, it's a chill time. I'm apparently decently ahead. My splits are pretty much gonna be non-representative of anything because I'm splitting it sometimes when I hit the finish and other times when I'm going into the loading screen, so I need to get used to that as well, but we'll get to that. Alright, pretty close. Only 42 races or so to go. Looking positive. So far, going at a time. The only downside of not having done a first run is not knowing where you are. Supposedly you can do like this and you won't get hit, but as you can see, I'm not sure how close you actually need to be to that plant for that to work. But I have seen it. I watched one speedrun of this and I figured, yeah, that'll do. But I did see someone get pretty close. Hello, Crow! But yeah, as long as I don't get eaten every lap, that's probably fine. I also for so long thought that flying was quicker than not flying. And then I started actually looking into it. It was all a lie. Apparently flying isn't faster at all. I don't know if that's the case everywhere, but apparently flying isn't like super great. Does this... Yeah, I need to figure out how that actually works. Because clearly, whatever I'm doing currently, that is not cutting it currently. Crow, you missed an entire, like, 10 minutes where the chat was an emote only and I didn't realize. It was, still surprisingly coherent from everyone, all things considered. But, you know, it's just part of the charm, innit? Is Toad, like, second place? Because he's real close to me. I don't know what he's doing, but it's working out. No, never. Wait, where is he? I don't even see him. He's on the... Is he underneath me? Does this lap just sort of... This track just go... Oh, it does loop. God, that was real weird. He's so close to me on the map, but then you like look behind you and there's no one there, and that's worrying. I think there's always at least one Toad just sort of hanging out behind you somewhere, and it's good to be aware of these things. Probably don't do that either, but you know. Sometimes you gotta. You can hear the Toad noises approaching. Yeah, he was in 10th place. I mean, maybe that's why we didn't see him, because we're doing slightly better than that. Although we both had a 1 in our position, I suppose. So either way, I'd say it's pretty close. This is another one of those maps where optimal strategies are so odd. And I am just gonna try to do whatever works for me instead. Because you gotta not do that. You gotta not try to go through every single thing in the game. Toxic already? Stream 1 of 100 years and it's already toxic. That's not good. Carble continuing emote only. He's not gonna get restricted by only by text and other such things. I still don't really know what to do here either. Because I watched one, like I said, I watched one speedrun of this, and the first lap they took the jump, and the second jump they didn't, and now I'm just lost. How am I meant to steal strategies if it's not consistent? I don't know. Ooh, that's not how you do it. Well, no, it kind of works. It's nice that I removed all the crates and barrels in the previous lap, so they couldn't get in the way anymore. You could call it a strategy. Another thing is not to trick off that jump, because it sort of just puts you in a really awkward angle into a wall, and apparently that's not quicker? I don't get it. But yeah, there's like a boost right here, and apparently just being in the air is just a bad time for everyone, so we're just not gonna do that instead. But just don't trick here, and then... yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. I remember that thing I said about not tricking or you go into a wall there? I, for one, don't remember that occurring. And I am making it a purposeful choice to slam myself into a wall there for speed purposes. And it's working. I am way ahead of everyone now, and it's entirely because of that strategy. Good enough. I've beaten my previous time of not a time. And I'll take that. Please, everyone, don't be too spooked. There are some ghosts here. But they are extremely round, so they're probably not too scary. Now, shaking your controller also allows you to do trick jumps, and I do find it a little bit easier in these sort of ambiguous places where I don't know where to exactly press the jump button, but quite frankly, I'm not in a very good position right now to shake my controller without banging my controller into the desk, which is less optimal. So if you suddenly hear loud banging, it means I'm trying to do one trick jump exactly. I think you can get a purple boost there as well. With or without items, you just get stuck in a wall. I mean, sometimes you just gotta. It's important to make boost sounds as well. It makes you go faster. This game is voice controlled entirely. Honestly, boos are too round to spook. If this character wasn't the fastest character, I'd probably also play King Boo every now and then, but apparently King Boo is just too round to go fast. It's very unfortunate. I also don't actually know what the difference is speed-wise between all the characters, and honestly, I doubt it's enough for someone like me for it to really matter. But, you know, this first attempt might as well just try to play the optimal strats and eventually learn why they're used, because there are apparently for a full game this is the best setup, but then certain tracks it's better to play like baby characters because they can build up boosts quicker, and occasionally that's just better. And I don't know if you can just sort of get away with just playing those characters instead, but simultaneously I don't really want to be a baby. So it's a tough choice. I get to wear sunglasses as this character, it's the best, but if there was a baby wearing sunglasses, I'd probably consider it at least. It is good practice to get stuck in a wall every now and then at least. Keeps you grounded. I forgot to split again. We're splitting on the loading screen on this level because it was too spooky. My split hand was in front of my eyes the entire race. As you understand. This place, on the other hand, significantly less spooky. Plus, Ice Wave Shy Guy emote works pretty well here, as we are in Shy Guy Falls. And it's thematically appropriate. This is also going to be one of those, I'm probably going to bounce all over the place here specifically because I recall jumping being pretty good in that place, and you kind of bounce all over the place if you're not great at jumping. So, gotta at least watch out for that a little bit, but hopefully we're fine. So don't really know how to take this jump. And that's not great. But as long as you're vaguely doing it right, it's probably fine. I think if I was a Shy Guy, I'd probably be making duck sounds in the mines the entire day as well, and honestly, I'd get through my day pretty well. I get the appeal. What are they actually doing here? I can see a couple of them like at the top hanging on to some basket. There's a purple one which is weirdly huge. They're all actually really big from the look of things. The ones that you can actually see are massive. I am not doing that properly. Hi Gio. Welcome to the Shy Guy Falls. Like, these ones are pretty small, but then there's a couple ones up ahead, which are just gigantic, which is probably also the only reason you can realistically see them, which is probably why they're big, but still, they're... Like, there's one coming up, like, to the side here. That one is the size of my cart times 3. Like, I don't know what's going on there, but I can kind of appreciate it. Ah. Okay, this track reading chat at the same time as doing a turn doesn't work. Let's try to make it to the finish first. And you know what? We're taking the lower path. The top path has been not too kind to me, and I'm really not sure if it's that much quicker, especially if you run into a wall every round. There we go. I mean, yeah, the game does make you cry less without items, I will say that. It is, I mean, the music still works pretty well because it is so good that it's a positive cry, but it's... the main problem with this game is the trauma, but fortunately, when just playing like this, it's just a bunch of drifting, isn't it? This is also one of those levels where I'm not really sure what the path is, because I think you're like not supposed to go on that plane, and that has been my existence for probably my whole life. I've never not gone on the plane, and I'm probably gonna mess it up hysterically trying desperately not to go on a plane. That is so good. There we go. It is really nice not to see red shells, Jayshu. Although I will say that all tracks with items turned on is a treat to watch. Probably not to play as much, but it is really fun to watch. It is also like, I think, a good 10 minutes slower or something than the no item speedrun when looking at the quickest times. Oh yeah, that's not good. That's not what you want to see. Ah, good enough. Music is so good. Ignore the plane. I'm still also not fully sure how to do that purple boost leaving a glider area thing, and I'm not sure if I'm doing it right, because I think you have to hold down and left or some weird nonsense to make it work properly, and how are you playing cups without items? If you go to VS Race, then there is a setting you can do, which is just no items. There is also one that's no items, no coins, but Speedrun says yes coins, no items. But that way you can just do like either a cup or just a random track, or just everything if you really want, like we're doing now, without items, and it's very nice. I think you can set up tournaments without items as well, if you want to do it online, because I'm guessing they use pretty similar settings. Yeah, I'm in VS, not GP, which also means that we're not actually like making progress towards getting... I have a horn. I got distracted. We're not making progress towards like completing any of the cups or getting any stars like that. We are getting coins, like those count towards unlockables, and I am nowhere near having unlocked everything, so that's good. But I think there's an unlock in this game for... Oh, jeez. For doing that specifically. Oh, that puts you on the fish. That's cool. There's an unlock for doing every cup in 200cc and getting 3 stars or something like that. And quite frankly, I don't know if I ever will. I'm not good. I'm not good at 200cc. It's very quick. Whereas this is just nice and chill. Having said that, I'm a little interested in like the 200cc speedrun, but it's only more of a like how much time it takes to complete kind of thing, and I'm worried that I probably shouldn't, because it's a lot more difficult. You have to press the brake button a lot, and quite frankly, I'm not ready to live that life. That is not the Mario Kart that I can physically play at any level. But it is interesting, because it's like an hour and a half rather than 2 hours, so it's clearly a lot quicker if you know what you're doing. I'm guessing there's probably also like 200cc shortcuts that you can do that you can't do in this, unless you're really good at using mini turbos or something like that, but for now, let's just focus on run number 1 before we fully explore the depth of Mario Kart speedruns. Also not super good at this fish. You can get like 4 or 5 boosts if you're really good at that fish part. But there is a lot of intricate little things that you can practice in this game, which really do help out with a speedrun. And then if you look at the tracks individually, you get like a couple seconds per map. But I guess when there's 48 maps, that is still like a decent amount of seconds at the end of the day. I guess I forgot to press the split button again. This is going to be very inconsistent splits. This was your first Switch game? That's cool. It's honestly a really good choice. I played this a lot on Wii U. And then I bought it for Switch. And then I waited 3 years. And now I'm playing it. Which is, I think, the best way to play a Switch game. You buy it and then you wait for a long period of time. Because that's what I did with Breath of the Wild. I'm pretty sure I have Breath of the Wild on Switch somewhere. Still haven't played it, I'm fairly sure. But to be fair, it's also been like the first time in years that I even have my Switch properly set up. I've been using it mostly as a handheld device for, quite frankly, the longest time. And for the first time in possibly years, I guess, I'm actually using it just as a console. And it's so relaxing. Apparently this thing works both as a handheld console and a regular one. And I can appreciate that. There's also some weird nonsense you can do here, like this, with that being a little bit quicker. If I did that properly, like if you go all the way down with the neck, not quite. I actually don't know what my first Switch game was. I think I'm probably Odyssey, actually. Mario Odyssey. That was such a good game. I should play that again. The downside of using this console mostly as a handheld device is that games like Mario Odyssey are less fun. It's a really good game to play not on a very small screen with Joy-Cons. Oh, it does move on the beat of the music. Genuinely. I'm not sure if I've ever noticed. But they do really cool stuff with the music in this game. It's a bit more obvious in the level with the giant music notes, but there are some like clever little things with the music lining up. How does it even actually work with multiple laps? Because surely the music goes faster for me than it goes for someone who's in, like, still on the second lap. I'm gonna say it's probably magic, but it's cool magic. Yeah. Split semi on time. I mean, the nice thing about splits is that it doesn't really matter that much as long as I press it at the start and press it at the end. But it would still be nice to have like a consistent rhythm going on. I don't mind the Joy-Cons. I mind my first set of Joy-Cons, specifically the left one, but overall I don't mind Joy-Cons, but for Mario Odyssey I don't find them like super comfortable. Plus the Pro Controller is just so good. comparatively. I think it's just nicer on your hands in general for like long periods of time. Which I should have jumped off the side here, that's fine. Usually when playing the game in handheld mode, I'm usually not playing it for that long anyway, but still there are vague exceptions here and there. I think I'm supposed to be in the water a lot earlier in this, but that's fine. I forgot to jump. I do like the Switch controller for PC games, but not all games support it very well. That sort of mixed results depending on the game. I missed the boost. But when it does work, it is really nice for sure. I'm gonna try something that I haven't practiced or attempted. Yeah, that that didn't look right. Well, it's okay. Just not run it. Yep. I was gonna say don't run into a tree though, and that went wrong instantly. Losing connection. That's one I haven't had before. I just had one drift, and it's the worst. It is very annoying when they start drifting. Admittedly, that was after years, but still, it's not a good time. Yeah, for Resident Evil 4 and 5, it's probably pretty good. I'm still, like... still sort of amazed at one of my best experiences with Resident Evil 4 with Wiimote. that game worked way too well on Wiimote than it had any right to do. But... yeah, it genuinely made me look at Resident Evil 4 in a different light, of all things. Because I was not a huge fan of Resident Evil 4 back in the day, but I played it on GameCube. And the GameCube controller is good for a lot of things, but it's not great for that. And then on Wii, you just aimed at the screen and you hit things, and it was amazing. And suddenly my eyes opened to a whole new world. I forgot to trick from anything. I actually tried on the little jump pad there, but nothing happened. That's not looking good. Oh god. That's every wall. Yeah, we're good. We're fine. I'm sure that me being here at a late time is not going to mess me up lightning-wise. Yeah, that was all I ever wanted from that segment. It's probably better to just pick up coins there, honestly, but oh well. Can I do this? Yes. I have like weird muscle memory from 100 years ago from playing this on Wii U, and occasionally it comes through. There's some tracks where I can just sort of look away for long periods of time, and then there's others, especially there's a couple tracks for Wii U that were only available as DLC, and I never bought them for that, and I'm just so bad at them because I pretty much just never played them at all. Is lightning going to be a problem here? No, it isn't if I just don't touch the boost again. Oh no. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's fine. But maybe if I just try this a couple times, I'll actually start getting muscle memories for other tracks as well. Alternatively, I could just run the game on Wii U, and I'll only have to do like 32 tracks instead. It would certainly speed the run up by a lot, but then there would be the slowdown of having to find my Wii U if I still even have it, honestly. God, the Switch was just such a good upgrade. Switch is so good. Wii U wasn't bad, but the Switch is just so good. There we go. That was fine. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Oh, this is also going to be one of those tracks, though. This is going to be one of those tracks where I am almost certainly going to go into a wall, because There's this one turn that I don't really understand it. Also those coins I forget about consistently. There we go. I think I have to take this wide? Or I can. Oh god, no, that's not good. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, I played Breath of the Wild on Wii U as well, which is why I really liked it. And I was like, I'll get this for Switch, so I can play it again sometime. And that is where that thought ended, roughly 5 years ago, or however. How old is the Switch? However old the Switch is, plus whenever Odyssey came out, which I think is when I bought it. Still worked pretty well on Wii U, all things considered. It was a bit of a slowdown every now and then, but it was alright. How do you do this? Not like that. Oh god. We'll figure it out. We got 3 laps. We can just keep trying. That's good. We're all good. Nah. Oh god. Just putting some places where I could improve my time here. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Ice Wave, that's pretty much my issue with it as well. I just played it so much. I mean, admittedly, I played it probably less than like everyone, I guess, because I beat it. I know I didn't get all the 8,000 seed friends, but I did a decent amount in that game, and revisiting it is pretty rough. But then I really like the Breath of the Wild speedrun, I'm not gonna lie. It's very relaxing and really odd. It's mostly just really weird. Yeah, I also bought it for Wii U because I didn't have a Switch. That also worked for me when I bought Twilight Princess for GameCube instead of Wii. And I ended up not having to deal with motion controls. I still need to play Bayonetta 2, I think. I beat 1. Yeah, I got all the story. I think... Ah, God, what was it again? I think I got most of the, like, memories, or whatever it was called, and then eventually I just looked it up on YouTube or something like that. But I got pretty close to getting everything done in that game before eventually just being like, you know what, it's all good. No, please don't. Nope. I made a small mistake. I was hoping to trick off of some of that, but again, I need to like wave my arms around a lot more, or actually know when to press the buttons for that. Also, I recently got taught soft drifting, and it really has ruined my life. There is this building up mini turbos in this game is so odd, because you can build up mini turbos by just making sharp turns, which is the quickest way, but then you can also make like not quite the sharpest turn, but a pretty sharp turn, and you'll still do it at the same speed, and it puts your hands in a position that my brain cannot handle. Like suddenly you're taking turns in a way that just ignore this track. Don't look at anything. Nothing's happening. Nothing's worth looking at right now. It puts your hand in such weird positions because I feel like I'm gonna make a sharp turn, but at the same time I'm not. But I'm pointing at the direction where it feels like I'm gonna run into a wall. And it's so hard to get it into your system that you are making a somewhat sharp turn, but not super sharp, and that it's still pretty good, and it's, no, that's not good. Also kind of appreciate I don't have to beat the AI on every track, because quite frankly, this track was not optimal. I have played more optimally. Alright, waving my controller. There we go. Wildly waving it above my desk for maximum speed. It's like the one part of this run that's not very chill. It is a lot of arm waving. Maybe one day I'll learn when to press jump instead. Split. Perfect. Yes. At least I'm split-wise, I'm still on the right track. So you know what? I'm going to take that as a win. Bayonetta 1 and 2 are good. Yeah, I played 1. I liked it. And then I stopped. I don't know. I beat it. Maybe I'll revisit it someday. Maybe I don't think I bought Bayonetta 2. Got so many questions on me. Let's just focus on Rainbow Road first for now. This is a... You know, previously I said... You know, they make you good cry. The tracks aren't all bad. Some of it's just item related. I'm not good at this track at all. This one makes me cry. This one makes me a little sad. Because for one you have the start. And then for two you have this nonsense jump right here. Which I for one I think that's it. I think that's okay. That's like an okay way to do that weird jump, which you don't need to do, but it's a lot quicker than not doing it. But this start, it's... I've messed it up since the dawn of time. Maybe one day I'll actually learn how to do it. But today is going to be the day where we just go straight off the cliff and hope for the best. Because you gotta take such sharp turns. It is doable. You can do it. It is possible. I've seen it done. But perhaps I was dreaming. Oh god. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Exactly as I intended. Okay, so that part's fine. That part's good. If anything, I'll probably beat the AI because they don't do that, and it just gives you so much extra time to work with that we're fine. But maybe we can do this starting part without falling off the stage. Let's just do it differently. Just take a wider turn here. Yeah. That's probably better than falling off repeatedly. But you know, at least now I got arrows in my favor right now, so that's sort of good. Taking turns widely is also just... Maybe that's... I want to take turns so sharp, and I don't really think, and maybe that's where I'm going wrong. Maybe I need to have one thought, and then mess up that jump instead. I had too many thoughts, and it overflowed into the void. Alright, perfectly played, perfectly played. Did you play Diddy Kong Racing? I have. I played, not on DS, I only played on Nintendo 64. And I beat the single player, and I played a lot of the battle mode in that game. Admittedly, I was 9. Roughly. I don't know how old I actually was when that game came out, but I can't have been very old. That one's for sure. It was a good time. It was such a good game back in the day. I played it probably more than most other kart games. Because I never really played much Super Mario Kart. I played an okay amount of 64, but still not like a whole lot. And then there was Diddy Kong Racing, which I think I just enjoyed more, so yeah. Double Dash wasn't my thing. I didn't really understand how to play Double Dash, I think, and that kind of put me off. But looking at it now, I think I'd probably enjoy it now, and I just wasn't really into it back then. But there's a lot of weird drifting shenanigans that you can do in that game. And then Wii was fun, and Mario Kart 8 was fun, and it was all just good times. There was a couple on DS I never really touched. Same for the Game Boy one. Apparently, or Game Boy Color one, I think. Not Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. And they were all probably fine. I think there was a... Actually, I did play the DS one. That wasn't really fun, actually. I don't know that it really... Like, a weirdly good single-player mode. It was a good time, but yeah, I don't know. I do like Mario Kart games more just on a nice screen. With maybe a little bit of yelling every now and then, you know. An amount of yelling, for sure. And occasionally just a chill time with no items. Split, perfect, yeah. As long as I just remember that final one, we're good, we're good. We're all good. How far are we now? How many tracks is it? I'll say in a minute. 18. Got like 30 left to go. When are we halfway? 24? I don't think we're on a sub 2 hour pace. Because we didn't exactly do the slowest tracks to start with either. Yeah, that was not. Yeah, it's okay. This one also has like a weird mini turbo thing you can do at the end. And I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to try it just for fun. It's like some kind of nonsense here. Like that. And I don't know if I did that very well. But I think you can also just sort of go over it if you time that properly. And it does end up saving time if you do it properly, but I don't know if it saves time if you sort of bump into a wheel. But we're gonna find out. Well, not today, but we're gonna find out in a time where I don't do it, I guess. That works. It is a good track, though. Yeah, perfect. What games do you play regularly? Well, this is my first stream in 100 years, so right now this is the most regular. I have a lot of Isaac gameplay on YouTube. Binding of Isaac, Repentance, where I'm sort of nearing completing a save file. Semi-ish. I recently got asked how long is this playlist, and so far it's like 185 hours or something like that. And I still have things to do. Oh, I didn't realize that was the final lap. But yeah, Binding of Isaac is probably the game I play the most right now. I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm done with it. And I kind of wanted to do this more because this is fun and cozy. But that's pretty much it. There's a new Serious Sound game I kind of want to play as well. And that'll happen whenever. Not sure when, but at some point. Oh god, that's that's not how you do that. That is not how you do that at all. Oh, this is also one of those bastards of a track with a lot of weirdly slowing down sand underwater, but you need to go underwater, and ooh. If I take it from a weird angle, I'm just gonna get lost in the sand every single time. I'm still playing with the idea of just streaming Isaac at some point, but I don't know when or what I do is the thing. But it is pretty much like my most chill out game that I have played in the longest time. Oh god. Yeah, perfect. That's... yes. I also don't know when to get out of the water. I don't know anything about that whole area. It's just a big mystery to me, but it's all good. Probably. I have also seen people jump after boosts, and I'm really not sure when that is a good thing to do. Is it good to do after every boost or only after certain ones? Because I've seen it work in like the beginning boost at least. And it is fun to jump. Which is also an important consideration. There is like a whole YouTube series by someone named Basic. He just has a series called Basic Training where he goes through different tracks of this game and tells you how to play it really quick and how it all works and how the strats work. Split, perfect. And it's honestly been like a big eye-opener on how to actually play this game. It's been really nice. I did split, yes. Oh, Toad's Turnpike, nice. We're gonna be riding around cars for a while. I think this might be my least favorite track in the game. I don't know what my... perfectly grabbed those coins. Yeah, that was good. I guess it's a nice thing against AIs. You can't really lose this track, but... there isn't a whole lot going on. Especially when you're just not super good at video game. Yeah. But give it a couple minutes and we're done with it anyway, so it's all good. Let's try one more time to get these coins. There we go. And now we're just gonna vibe. Vibe our way to the end. There we go. The music's nice at least, so we got that going for us. But you know, the cars are kind of scary sometimes, so there's that. There is some obstacles. It's not technically nothing. There you go. Should I do this more often as well? Probably not, but... it is fun to jump off of things at times. Because the downside of holding the opposite direction while doing a drift, from what I understand, it is just not very quick. It does build up mini turbos, which is good, but it doesn't build them up very quickly either, compared to like making a sharp turn especially. And I really don't fully know what the best strat here is, but oh well. Do you remember the silver coin challenge split? Kind of? I think you just had to redo all the tracks again, right? And get the silver coins? I remember that being kind of a nightmare in certain tracks. But again, I was a very small child, so maybe I learned since then. But it was... I think if I play that game now, it will just be miserable. Controls, I feel, have come a long way, especially in games like this. And it is kind of nice when it's like a control issue you don't really even realize until you go back to an older game and you realize what kind of things they fixed. Also, I don't know what to do here. We're just gonna take these things, fly up in the air, and have a good time. I think there is some wild strategy you can do here with jumping over the sand, but I don't know if you need like a mushroom for that or not. Yeah, get the silver coins and get first place. It was so hard in some of those tracks. God, I actually, back in those days, we didn't have an internet connection, I'm fairly sure, and I remember accidentally finding the, like, spaceport. And I was so excited. And I went to school and I told all my friends and they were like, what the hell are you talking about? That's not a thing. That's not real. And suddenly everyone's eyes opened to like 4 tracks in space and it was great. They were really hard. And then you beat those and it was like, here's another final boss, and also here's a mode that's super difficult. Everything's mirrored, everyone's driving quick. You get these weird disco balloons for it. But still, overall, I had a pretty good time with it. I think I eventually beat that once we actually did get an internet connection that allowed me to know how to unlock the clock as a character. And, yeah, he was just better than all the other characters, so that did really help out. Like in this game, there is like optimal car strategies, but I'd say they're pretty subtle. There's definitely, you can notice differences in like the stats that are visible in the game. And not all stats are visible in the game, but enough stats to know like, okay, I can do a turn with this, or oh, it's a bike, you know? Oh, it's a bike is also a stat, of course, but overall, if you're new enough to the game, you're just gonna look for whatever's cool and just hope for the best, you know. And then you had the Diddy Kong Racing clock, who was just like, well, I'm just better than everyone else. It was nasty to unlock because I think you had to beat all the staff times or something like that, and doing that was pretty tricky. But my God, it was worth it. I'm also pretty sure I have to be underwater a lot on this track and not take the route I just took, but you know what? I quite frankly don't remember where to go, so we're just gonna go with whatever my muscle memory is telling me to do. And that'll just have to do for now. It's a bold choice to add whistles to his song, but it does work. I'm trying to remember if that was... Oh, that was in the Super Nintendo version, wasn't it? Or at least something similar. I think there was, like, those little whistles in there. Yeah, what a trip. At least I think there was. Oh my God. Maybe I should just play Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo again to figure out whistles. It's very important to know these things for trying to go fast. At least this one went pretty okay. I mean, that turn was about as wide as a planet, but other than that, it went fine. It went okay. How far are we? The downside of speedruns is sitting down. 23rd race. Almost halfway. Oh, you could do that? That's actually amazing. If you could just have one person going fast and the other person getting coins. Or do you both have to get the coins? I feel like... Oh yeah, you could both pick up coins, right? And it would just... Like they would disappear for both players or something like that. I do have like a vague recollection of that being a thing. The downside, it was hard to convince my friends to play silver coin challenges. We were so into the battle modes of Diddy Kong Racing. There was that one ice level that was just so good. That's really my main memory at this point of Diddy Kong Racing. It's just largely battle mode in like a weird ice pyramid type thing, with some cheat that changed what weapons you had, I think, because normally you'd have these balloons that would give you one rocket or homing missile, and then you had a cheat that would always just make it the best weapon and you get 10 rockets instead, which was hilarious against the AI because they would just shoot 10 rockets at the speed of sound, whereas you had to press once for every single rocket, so you just shoot as quickly as you could, really. But the AI just put a single line of rockets flying your way every single time. But it was also just fun against friends, because it was just chaotic fun. How do you take a turn without going a million miles wider than necessary? Oh my God, some of these turns are suboptimal. I'm still weirdly far ahead in front of the AI, but it does differ per track for sure. There we go. We're doing okay. Ah. The trick is not to jump randomly into the grass on a straight line, but God, jumping's so much fun. Jump buttons are probably the bane of my existence for the most part, really, because I do love me some jumping. 24th race. I think we're halfway once we beat this one. If I understand numbers correctly, there's a decent chance I don't. You feel bad for Waluigi near the bottom? Waluigi is like... It's surprising, because The thing about Waluigi is one of the apparently the best characters you can pick pretty much is Roy, Waluigi, and Donkey Kong. So I don't know what Waluigi is doing, but he can do better, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, that's weird. Muscle memory kicking in again. I'm honestly not sure if I was even aware there was a path there, but my hands did the thinking for me. Waluigi is a great character to also be one of the best characters for sure, yeah. Okay, sure. That went surprisingly well. I don't know, I think once I realized Roy was wearing sunglasses, I think that was it for me. My choice was made. Also, Donkey Kong just makes unusual sounds in this game. Otherwise, he'd probably be a strong contender for me as well. Waluigi's horn is also just wonderful. It is just the weirdest, high-pitched, horrendous noise, and it perfectly fits the character, I feel. I'm happy shaking the controller works for those jump pads, because quite frankly the timing on them is unusual. Not sure if I should trick of that or not, because tricking apparently like first sets your speed down and then you do a trick, and apparently if you're in a boost that will slow you down because the boost is really good. It's like there's so many things I don't know. Okay, yep, that'll do. That would honestly surprisingly well. I will happily take that. I didn't fall in the pit once, you know. I'm gonna take that as a victory. Got pretty close near the end, but yeah. $25. We're over halfway, maybe, depending on the length of the remaining tracks. Which, of course, I know because I am a well-versed, well-studied Mario Kart player. But let's just pretend for a moment that I don't know. Over here, I'm also just gonna select the controller to do all of those. I'm not sure if you have to. I saw, again, in the one speedrun that I watched, which admittedly was from 2020, so I don't know how accurate that still even is. I saw some not trick from that. I'm not sure what the best call is there. Similarly, over here, I think I have to make one of these and then like make it purple instead, though. But we'll get that with practice, I'm sure. God. That's not how you do that, at least. It is good to at least take the boosts, I'm fairly sure. It's not good. Just giving people examples of options, and that's sometimes important. Like specifically that boost, just don't want it. I've decided against it. Can you get a purple boost from that? I don't know. Maybe if I started way earlier. Maybe way earlier. Oh god, not that though. Ooh god. Not like that. Oh god. There we go. That was sort of okay. Maybe worse. It was perfect. It was perfect in every single way. There we go. Like if I start a boost. Oh god. If I do this. Nope. You know what? It's all good. We made it to the end. I think if you do like a wide turn there, you could probably like get a purple boost there. But instead I went into sand and dug a small hole. which was perhaps not how to do that. But again, the best part about the first run is that the second run is going to be better, like almost certainly. It's very rare in anything I've ever done speedrunning wise that the first run is the best, unless it's the only one you do. But occasionally you dig a big hole in a bunch of dirt and you think, maybe this is a bit too much. Also, I forgot where the coins were. I have one coin. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Thanks, Icewave. Perfect. It's so good. I wanted to go under the water there, and I was just trying to find the right place. And I did it. I found the perfect spot for me to go in there. Give me a coin. I actually don't know which coins to grab on this map. These are pretty good. They're pretty tricky to get. And then there's, of course, these, which are just take a sharp turn and you got them, I'm guessing. No. But then again, that wasn't really a very sharp turn either. Because I think there's also like a route here you can sort of take. You can sort of go around it from the right. And I think I've seen like the world record or whatever is one of the quickest ghosts at least do. But that's a tricky turn. And it might have also been with like a baby character who can then just turn better. Not 100% sure either way. But right now we're taking a racing line, and that'll count for something. Okay, maybe I'll do it like this. There. Too sharp. Alright. Sort of in the middle of all the attempts so far, and then we're good. Again, the AI is a million miles away. I quite frankly don't know what they've been doing, but... There were coins on the floor there. I guess Toad hit like an ice cube. Thank you for the Shy Guys, for the skating Shy Guys. Are they actually the... Oh, it's the little pom-poms. That's cute. I split, right? Yeah, I did. Like this map, to come back to an earlier point, is a little bit more obvious that it's on the beat of the music. Because everything is the music here, and it's amazing. It's also great if you like accidentally like weirdly bounce on those piano keys. They make the weirdest noise. I've only recently ever seen it on a stream. I'm honestly not 100% sure how to reproduce it, but it's quite the sound. You have to take the widest turn in the world, but when you do it, you get a reward for it. Oh god. Oh, purple boost. That's surprising. She can trick off these friends. They're shaped like big music notes. Can you get this? Well, not like that, but can you? I actually don't know. I've never tried. Also, it will put me in the grass, I think, if I do it wrong. Which is not great. But I kind of want to try again. The best thing about Run 1 is experimentation. You could probably like jump to that little slope over there and do a trick off that. Maybe get like a better angle on the first turn, maybe. I really need to shake my controller on those boost pads. They're just not friends. Like the jump pad trick jumps are so odd. Okay, maybe not drifting. It's been another experiment not drifting to try and get on that. It does not work. The turn is not sharp. Maybe if I pressed brake, but you know what? There comes a point where perhaps the strategy does not work. Look at these plants dancing. It's great. Like, can I do this? Well, kinda, but that slowed me down a lot. But maybe if I do like a small boost leading up to that. It's nice that you can build up boost in midair sometimes as well if you start holding drift in the air or something, like slightly before it, I think. Oh, I just forgot about this entirely. Don't worry about it. I think everyone wants to be as happy as this Planet's Ice Wave. They're just having a good day. They're getting to watch Mario Kart. Waluigi went up a spot, I think. He went back to 10th place at least, so that's at least something. Ah, the egg level. There's actually a lot of eggs on this level. I really only ever noticed the one in this, at the end, but there's like a whole bunch on the sides here as well. There's a yellow one over there. One's, I don't know if that one was a little bit cracked, but it might have been. Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's how the world record actually does it. They fall off there and then they continue as if nothing ever happened. Excellent. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All coins, all of them. All of them are in my car. I put them in the engine slot and now my car is quicker. Egg. Those plants, I'm pretty sure they bite if you get too close to them, yeah. Pretty much any piranha plant. If it's looking at you and you're close to it, then it'll bite. There's one in that one sort of sewer level with the horrendous glider section where they sort of look left and right every now and then, and you can just sort of go around it. Oh, that's weird, it didn't fall down that time. I think I'm doing the strategy wrong. I need to also learn how to take turns, because some of these are a little bit wide. Just a smidgen. I'd be curious how fast the run would be if you could have mushrooms as well. Obviously that's a very different run, and I doubt there's a category for it. I'm actually not sure. Maybe like an extended category or something. It would be kind of cool to see, because there is a lot of like mushroom shortcuts that you can do in time trials, and those are pretty cool if you could incorporate them into a run. There's a big barrel over there. Does this actually look out? Oh no, wait, that barrel's actually part of the map, isn't it? I'm so used to taking this path and this path only that I kind of forgot there's like a whole cannon in a section of the map there, in that weird dead end to the right of the whatever this map is. I genuinely thought that was like just part of another map, because I think in Mario Kart 64 there was a map with a big cannon as well. I don't know if that's in this. Is that map in this game? No, it was the one with like the cruise ship. Not really Yoshi related, more like Donkey Kong related, I think, but still it existed. Now, a lot of people start on this level. And I think one of the main reasons is just that there are some shortcuts you can do here, which do save some time, but they are just tricky, and also I just forgot about the first one, so we're not doing that one. Because it was right there. But there's another one coming out, which is just really awkward, and especially if you're just starting off, then it's probably for the best to just try to go for this level first, and then try to get those shortcuts. But, you know, you can do silly things on the first level in the game as well, and also save some time there. Now, you can do some weird nonsense here, where you like fall off and then get Lakitu to pick you back up, and then you just drive as if nothing happened. And then you go faster, actually. Was it Double Dash with the cruise ship? No, that's a different cruise ship, I think. There was, I think it was 64 at least, where you jump into a barrel and you get shot to the other side of the track. And there just happened to be a ship in the middle of the sort of lake thing that you jumped over, rather than you actually driving on a cruise ship. And I know I spent a long time trying to jump into that ship in particular. And I think the eventual conclusion was that it was just not solid. So it was just nothing. But you know, it was a fun attempt for a while to try and see if it was possible. So it counts for something. Please don't be mean, clock. Just be safe. It's also just very easy to run into one of these pendulums and have a bad time, I suppose. No. There's a couple of obstacles here. But also just a couple levels coming up ahead, I guess, which are just a little bit more tricky than the first couple of levels in the game, so I can kind of understand that in general you would like to do some of the harder tracks first. Because if you're playing like this, like the tracks in order, you're just gonna get them... well, first they start off easy and then they gradually get harder, and then you suddenly get to the DLC tracks, which are significantly more difficult, and then you switch back to the retro tracks, which start off easy again, so... there's something to say for all the map strats, I guess. Plus, I guess there's also just something to say for starting on a different map every time, so you actually get practice on the different maps as well. Thanks, Fitness Game, I think your name is. It's dark blue on dark theme. It's a little hard to read, but I'm gonna say that's it. We're about over halfway so far, but that was... And again, the first attempt is not perfect, but it's getting there. This is also just a glider section that I've never enjoyed. It's so easy to hit that wall. And quite frankly, there is some nonsense strategies that you can do once you're like actually good at the game that do work out for that section, but I am not there yet. I am not there yet at all. I think you can also take that turn pretty sharp if you do it right, and it ends up saving actually a decent amount of time if you do it properly. But then, like, there's some way to get a purple boost here with just the widest turn, and you end up lining up really nicely for that glider section as well. But it requires you to, I think, bonk into the wall in a certain way, and it's... I'm just struggling to stay on the track, if I'm being honest, so we're not quite there yet, but maybe one day. It would be cool to at least improve to a point, but it's certainly not the first thing I'm going to be trying when trying to incorporate new strategies into this. I forgot to jump. That's unfortunate. Or rather, I jumped once too many times and it made me fall down. But that's okay. Am I going to attempt this once? No, I'm going to go straight to the piranha plant. Yes. That's exactly what I was talking about, and it sets you up perfectly for that glider section. The thing about that is also it just has a very specific setup, I think, so you can definitely practice it, but unpracticed, you're just gonna go into a wall, and that's apparently not the best strategy. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing? So far this run's fun. I just really like this game. I haven't just gotten back into it ever. Ever since Garfield Kart, I've gotten back into this game. It's just so good. Garfield Kart definitely wasn't bad either. I really had a good time with Garfield Kart, but my god, it does control different. And when you're used to this, it is just a very different experience to try and play Garfield Kart. Plus that game's just a lot meaner. It's so easy to fall upside down and suddenly you just get reset somewhere on the track with no items anymore. And that's just mechanics that don't exist in this game. Admittedly, the whole item thing doesn't matter as much. Oh god. Perfect. It was a shortcut, actually. But yeah, I appreciate the kindness of this category, I guess. Because it really is just driving. And taking wrong turns by accident, but getting some extra points. I wonder how much quicker or slower that route actually is, because it doesn't seem that much slower, actually. Although you do have to take a pretty wide turn getting in there, I suppose. Which probably doesn't help in the long run. I miss the Mario Kart Wii strategy of this map where you just sort of jumped on a volcano, drove in circles 3 times, and finished in 20 seconds. Admittedly, it might be impossible to do without items, but my god, that was a trip. I don't think this game has anything like that at all. They really did a good job on this. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind seeing stuff like that in the Mario Kart 8 speedrun at some point, because it is really impressive to see. Because all those shortcuts are just so impossible if you don't know what you're doing. And I rarely do. There we go. Could have been worse. What game are you speedrunning, Fitness? I tend to just dabble with speedrun games. How fun is speedrunning a racing game? It's really good. I mean, there's something to be said about racing games, of course, that the whole point is to be going quick anyway, but speedrunning it is different, I feel. Just because usually there is just a big difference in trying to go quick on like one track and trying to go quick on the entire game. And ultimately it just boils down to trying to execute strategies at the end of the day, so there's a lot of similarities at the end of the day. Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, that's a pretty long one, isn't it? Or did I misremember? It's a fun game for sure. I don't really remember how long... God, it's been a while since I've seen a Kingdom Hearts speedrun. I'm thinking about it. I've seen maybe Kingdom Hearts 2 like years ago. Got a pretty good time and not mad with my ranking. Nice. Also, yeah, the music here. One reason to speedrun this game alone is just to listen to the music, because my god. And to jump off edges. I don't really know what my goal is with this speedrun either. Like, I'd like to get sub 2 hours and then see where we stand. I'm not expecting this to be sub 2 hours. 2 hours? Really? Wow. I need to I need to actually look at that speedrun. I like, in my mind it was like 5 hours or something like that, so I'm actually kind of curious what that run is like. 2:26 is not bad at all then, yeah. That's like pretty close, I feel. Just, yeah. Oh god. Like, I'm hoping that this run is also gonna be like, when I'm happy with my time, like 15 to 20 minutes away from world record to begin with, at least, because the world record for this game is wild. Like, they just execute the hardest stuff so easily. Can I do this? Barely-ish. 5 hours on PS2, but on PS5. God, that's such a big difference. But cool. Like, I've done, over the years, I've just done like a handful of little bits of speedruns here and there. With like hat in time individual levels, and I've done like one a medieval individual level run or something like that. And just all sorts of, I've just sort of been dabbling, and I think this is pretty much just going to be similar to that as well. But it is just fun to get into every now and then. This is probably the longest thing I've ever tried to do a speedrun of in general as well. Oh, you can't skip cutscenes on... I skipped too early, whoops. What's my undo split button? We're gonna find out together. I think it might be like numpad 2 or numpad 8, but I don't fully recall. I know reset is R. I changed that because I wouldn't press it by accident. yeah, if you can't skip cutscenes, then yeah, that that does explain things a bit. How that run would be so much longer. There is a decent amount of them. Okay, nope. 8? Yeah, there we go. Sure. Not exactly the most accurate split in the world, but sure. At least now I know what undo and what skip is, so, you know. I need to actually, like, also just play Kingdom Hearts again at some point. I really, like, I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and then I just sort of never touched the series again. But then, one of the main reasons, I guess, was also just that you needed every single console in the world to actually play all of it. But now, with all the remastered versions, I don't think you have to do that anymore. So I'm kind of curious to try and get back into that at some point. Because it is a fun game. I don't know how to do this level either. I think you just jump a lot and hope for the best. Also faster strats on HD, yeah. I'm curious what the differences are between the two versions, but also I think I'm just not really familiar enough with the game anymore to fully appreciate the differences between the two, if that makes sense. Like I wouldn't, like I'd see the differences and I'd be like, all right, I don't know what it means, but it's nice. But that's the thing with every game, I suppose. But I'm curious to see what it's like for sure. Jump the best and hope for jump a lot and hope for the best is how I live my life. I mean, honestly, not a bad motto. There's also like this weird thing where if you jump and land on a ledge and then immediately jump again, you get just this massive boost of speed sometimes. Yeah. Perfect. Yes, good. Excellent. We're beating the AI. Sometimes you need to, you know, just try the off-road to see. Maybe they made it quicker. Oh, this... I have sort of practiced a jump on this. And I'm going to try it exactly once. And I'm expecting to just land in the void. But it would be so cool if I could get it. It does not help that I didn't pick up all those coins, I guess. But it was like... Get a boost here, and nope, that's not how you do it. I want to get at least one like actual attempt at that jump in there because it is really cool once you get it. But there's something in this game called soft drifting, and I am not good at it. Wow, there's also a way to get 3 boosts on that little section there. There's some way to do a jump there without actually getting height, and it does speed up that part a little bit as well. More time in the void than on the track in this one. Honestly, that's fair. This track is bizarre. Sorry. Ah! Like you can sort of just barely jump all the way around to this area right here if you do it properly. And once you fully understand how to do it, you can apparently do it pretty consistently as well. But I don't get it. And then I missed many jumps there. It has too many turns. It does have a lot of turns. At least the turns only go in 2 different directions. Oh god. Alright, one last attempt at this. Hey! Only I hit the wall really hard afterwards, but still, we did the jump. We did it at least once. I'll take that. Now to just learn how to do it without hitting a wall really hard, and then we're golden. Hi, Fenimorca. I'm happy with that, honestly. Even though I completely messed it up the first 2 times, I will happily take it that we got it sort of the 3rd time. Because, like, it's a nasty jump as well, because if you go too far to the right, you hit a wall, and if you go too far to the left, you hit just the edge and you fall into the void anyway. It's so nasty, but if you get that jump, it looks so cool. And there's gotta be something that can be said about that. That's honestly like the main reason to do any strategy on any track. If I tried to jump, my cartridge would explode. Honestly, that's what my cartridge did the first couple of attempts. But then I made it, and then fireworks played behind me. It was great. No idea where that fireworks came from either. It just suddenly there. I need to actually get coins. I also never know if you need to get coins early on this map or like there, because that's nice on the path and everything, but you do spend quite a lot of time without coins that way. There we go. I'm hoping everyone's enjoying the sound of my neighbor's washing machine. Centrifuging as hard as it can. Ah, it's over. That's unfortunate. Don't know if you could actually hear that either, but it is quite the rumble. What's the music on this track? I played so much F-Zero for the Super Nintendo specifically. I really never got into any of the other ones, and that's pretty much the opposite of everyone else who's played F-Zero, because a lot of people also just can't play Super Nintendo F-Zero because of motion sickness. But my god, I love that game so much. And this remix is great. This track's tricky because it's very easy to just hit a wall. Similar to F-Zero, I guess. We're also just trying to drift across everything all the time. There we go. I think you can get much better boosts here as well, but I am still very much on the part of let's just stay on the track on this one. How do you get impromptu in real life fireworks? I mean, if you do a trick jump, I'm pretty sure fireworks always lands behind you. That's what I've learned. I'm not often enough in a cart to make it happen, but whenever I am in a cart, everyone around me hates me a lot because of my cool tricks and not because I'm jumping my cart into the ocean. I don't know. Oh wait, yeah, I did. I did play F-Zero GX for the GameCube, and I was terrible at it. I really tried to get kind of okay at that game, and I was so bad. I never beat the story mode in that because I couldn't wrap my head around like a certain part. There was this one race against like Samurai Goro, I think his name was. Whoever had the pink cart in F-Zero for the Super Nintendo. It's probably not a cart, it's... I don't know what those things are actually called actually in the F-Zero universe. And you're driving like in this mountainous area, and you just had to dodge all these things and not die, and my god, I just gave up after a while. It was so much, but it was really fun though is the thing, but I was just so bad at it. You have to be in a cart to do a trick jump. If you're walking, you can't do a trick jump, unfortunately. So if you find the ladybug that you can ride, that'll usually do. If it has little wheels, they're rare, but they exist, probably. Okay, I'm pretty sure I got further than the second mission story mode. I feel like I got like halfway at least. What if I am a cart? Ooh. That's, yeah, that does make it more complicated. But maybe not impossible. But I assume if you have little wheels, then you're pretty much good to go to do a trick jump for sure. But you also need to build a ramp. It needs to be like sufficiently dangerous. I give a good life advice, I feel. But yeah, weirdly enough, trick jumps only work on ramps and sometimes when you jump out of water with a cart. So, you know, there's options. I got this. Good. It's good to have a plan. Alright, if we just beat the next couple of tracks in 23 minutes and 30 seconds, then we're good. Don't go to the roof! I never said anything. I'm deleting this VOD. Deleting all the splits. This never happened. Oh god, this is also one of those nasty tracks. Like you can do some... Oh, not like that. No. The downside is what little... Like I didn't play that much Super Nintendo Mario Kart, but my god, I played Rainbow Road a lot. And you'd think that would indicate that at some point I'd get better at it. But it turns out Mario Kart skills are non-transferable between games for the most part. Can I do this without just dying? That would be cool. Oh god. No! Alright, if I can get this turn once, I can do a cool jump. But so far, let's just go back to the previous strategy. Let's just try to stay on the road. And see how that works out. I don't know if I should be here. That worked out. We didn't get flattened. Alright, can we do one lap without falling off in the same place? I'm feeling confident. So do nice and really wide drift. There we go. One cool jump. Yeah, look at that. It was kind of okay. No, yes, good, perfect. Perfect lap. Exactly according to the strategies. Yeah, the other F-Zero and no Captain Falcon. There is oh, thanks for the follows, everyone, by the way. There is a F-Zero kart, like you can drive in the Blue Falcon at least, so that's pretty cool. Plus, Captain Falcon does show up in like an ad in the background of Mute City or Big Blue, one of the two at least. So, you know, he's technically there. This is also one of those tracks where I kind of know what to do, I just don't know how to execute it. But there's a thing you could do over here. And most of the time, I'm going to be falling right into the drink. Rather than actually doing that. Like, that's probably about as good as I've ever done it in my life. That's not going to be improved by me ever again. That was a once-in-a-lifetime moment. I'm glad everyone got to witness it. But and then there's this jump, which, quite frankly, it's a miracle. If it will ever happen. But if it does happen, I'm excited. I also just don't really know where to go. I don't really know whether to take the yellow or the green path, but this feels right. That is a shortcut, yeah. It's pretty hidden as well. But there's just a little path over here. Oh god, no, that's not... That's not a shortcut. That's more what it usually looks like as well. I did not to do it again. Nope. Yeah, that's something I'd love to practice because it's probably faster, right? If you get it. But the turn. Maybe if I start my drift before jumping. I'm not really sure. It's all good. Didn't mean to trick there. Perfect. Meant to hit my head. That's fine. That's better than That's better than the previous round. I'll take that. Yeah, okay, I don't know what that was. 'Twas not my intention. Please, no. Please, no. It's fine, we don't need to get first on every track. There's no rules for a perfect score, but maybe... it was avoidable, admittedly. Did you choose this cart because of the stats or because it looks nice? Yes. Honestly, mostly the stats. I like the boat. I like the cart that looks like a boat, but unfortunately, this one's just... Apparently this one's better. I don't fully understand how. I think it has to do just with nice balance with mini turbos and some other stuff. But at the same time, it's also a ladybug, so that's pretty great. Perfect. Yeah, that's a nice wide turn. Time to start over. Yeah. I unfortunately don't have enough time to do these runs kind of like consistently right now. I hope that when I'm done with Isaac, I can stream a bit more, because it's a really fun series to do, but also it's very time intensive. And it doesn't leave me with too much time for other stuff. Plus sometimes I'm just exhausted after work, so it just doesn't always happen, but I love this game. And I would like to play more of it, but I don't know when the next time is we're going to be doing this. But hopefully soonish. Does the game show a mini turbo stat? It does not. There is information available online, and there is a stat for it, but it's not visible in the game what it is, which is odd. But yeah, there is differences between characters, carts, gliders, all that stuff. Gliders not so much, I think, but all the other stuff, there is some difference. You see that wall right there? That was amazing. I really wanted everyone to appreciate it for a moment. It was just really nicely textured, and we should all just look at it for a moment. There you go. These splits are going to be a mess as well, because most of the time I'm hitting it at the end of a thing now, but it's kind of all over the place. Baby Park, also just a classic. It goes round. There's actually a lot going on in the background. Like, what is that egg ride in the background there? It looks amazing. Plus the music, I think, goes quicker basically every lap, right? It just goes so round. I do wonder how big of a difference the best stat car makes at the end of the day. Especially where I am right now. I'm just sort of vibing, but once you get to like the really good times, like how much time can you actually save just with your cart? Because certain maps have different cart combinations as well on time trial, just because it's quicker to have a lot of mini turbos than it is to not. But it doesn't apparently apply throughout the entire game, so I'm kind of curious what kind of speed differences you can actually get to if you sort of experiment with stuff like that. The real test of skill, especially without items. It's not just the chaotic mess it usually is, it's just driving in circles. Thanks for following me, Gio. I need to get like alerts and stuff in a bot, but stream number 1 is very much just I'm happy to have pressed the start stream button and actually continuing with it. Which, you know, I haven't done that in a while. Admittedly, I now have a streaming setup that's more comfortable microphone-wise. So that's at least kind of nice. I'm in the cheese. Welcome to Cheese Land, where sometimes we're gonna go in the bad cheese, which slows you down rather than the good cheese. Oh god, what was that? There's this technique in the game called drifting, and occasionally I don't do it, and it's truly just the most confusing time whenever I forget, because it's never on purpose. Cheeseland is so yellow as well. Oh god. So I landed in a pothole, which sent me flying right into his mouth. Is Cheeseland one of the DLC tracks? I assume so, right? Like from Mario Kart 8, because quite frankly, this is where the tracks begin, where it feels like I've never even seen this track before in my life. I do not fully recall experiencing Cheeseland, and I feel like I would remember Cheeseland. God, no. You know what? That's fine. That was a pretty okay sequence of jumps at the end there, at least. I think there's like some weird thing you can do here as well. Oh, not like that though. But you can sort of skip this if you do it properly. How do I get so far ahead of everyone else? It's kind of weird how that happens on certain tracks. This is a Game Boy Advance track? Really? I really didn't play any of the handheld ones except for the DS one for a little bit. But if they just keep bringing back tracks from other games, including the handheld ones, it's not too bad, is it? We'll experience it in the end. Okay, yeah. I was looking at my stream and I was like, why is this? It still said Cheeseland, but it's because there's a stream delay. I'm learning all these new things. 43 out of 48. Getting there. I don't think this is going to be sub 2, but that's okay. It's only race 1. Sub 2 is very much like the goal of in general right now, and once we reach that, we'll see where we're at. I think sub 2 can be acquired by not jumping into every hole in the game, which is unfortunately just a very tempting thing to do. Oh god. The original track was flat. That's curious, given how not flat it is in this game. It is all over the place. But I guess that's the case with some of the Super Nintendo levels as well. I mean, like Rainbow Road is obviously still quite flat if you don't count the wiggles. But oh god, that didn't feel good. Well, nope. Went better than expected. Meow, 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 meow. Ooh. Are you playing Mario Kart if you don't spend some time in the void? You make a good point, because that's where the secrets are. That's where they're keeping all the items, and I'd like to grab one. But you need to be in very specific parts of the void. Of course, if I'd actually grab one, the run would be disqualified. But still, it would be nice to find an item down there, you know? Look, okay. Sometimes you know, we're almost 2 hours in. We're gonna just jump into the. Okay, just don't worry about it. It's all good. We're fine. We're using new strats. We're being good. We're being good at video games. Ugh. I need an even comfier chair somehow. It's once you reach that like 1.5 hours that you realize the chair you're sitting in is almost adequate. So because I held are when I started race 1. This is now summer, I think? And that's nice because it's different from winter. I think that's pretty much just the thing. As long as you're not playing winter, you're gonna have a good time, and once you're playing winter, it's a bad time. Only works in offline, but I'm still happy it exists. Because genuinely, I don't even know what winter looks like. I'm pretty sure I've never played the winter version of this track. You're sitting in a chair, not a cart. I mean, it could be a cart that I just called a chair. It's my cart chair that's uncomfortable. My cart seat? How do you do this start? I'm actually not sure how to take these first couple of things. Thank you for accepting my truth. Oh god, I'm flying. Well, it worked. I'm surprised how far that sent me away. Well, I'll take it, I suppose. I miss summer Animal Crossing. I've been playing like an okay amount of Animal Crossing again lately to just start my days. And it's winter now. And I'm really not like fishing or catching bugs because they're all the same. And I want to catch sharks again. Sharks are so cool. Catching a big shark is just the best. And right now you just you get like the like really big river fish every now and then. It's just not the same, you know. I want a shark. But they did add a whole bunch of stuff to it. Oh, jeez. Okay. Now, fortunately, I'm really bad at designing my island, so I don't have as much problems with the snow. But I can imagine, so yeah. Like, I'm just happy to have reached the part where I've added some paths. Because, quite frankly, all of my old islands that I've tried haven't reached the path sequence of existence. So it was very much just, this is the island you start with, and now I've put furniture in it. Whereas now there's actually like, you can go here, and fossils won't spawn there, and that's kind of nice at least. Plus it kind of looks like a town rather than a confusing mess, which, I mean, admittedly, it still kind of is. I'm not very good at this track, so I'm really focusing on the game right now. It's weirdly slippy. I think because of all the rain, I suppose, but... I mean, to be fair, like, I restarted my island as well when I started playing again. Because it's like weird. It's weird when you come back to an island after like a year. And it's like, I faintly remember all of this, but I feel kind of bad being here. So I'm just gonna make a new island and see how I feel afterwards. And then you gotta keep resetting until you get peaches, obviously. But, you know, after that, you get going again. But yeah, it was an odd time. And there is like a couple villagers where I'm like, I wouldn't mind having that villager again on my island. But I'm not exactly going out of the way. I got a couple ones that I just usually don't have. And that's just exciting as well. It's just exciting times all around. Got a little penguin on my island, it's great. I got one called Ketchup, I think. Like a squirrel, a tomato on her body. It's the best. This one okay. This could have gone worse. I played a little bit of Wild Worlds. I mostly played New Leaf, honestly. And New Horizons, I guess. New Horizons is probably the one that I've stuck to the most. New Leaf before that was a good time. I actually streamed New Leaf back in the day. It was It was fun. It was just kind of nice to just chill in that game. So I remember back then there was someone who was just really good at pixel art was in my stream at the time. Hey, that's Bear. Do you want to see that, Bear? And they made like my avatar as a flag, I think, and it was great. It looked really cool. And then I disappeared off the face of the earth for years. But you know, I have good memories nonetheless, and that counts for something. I mean, Animal Crossing, you know, it's just so many games, you know? It is a series that I got into relatively late, I guess. Can I do this? Come on. There you go. And then we do another drift. We go to that bit, and then we fall off. And then we get back up again. 0 coins. Who needs them? What do you mean coins make you go faster? I'm just donating them to the void in the hopes that I get a cool shirt afterwards. I just want the speed boost when you're behind someone for a while. No, don't do it to me though. That's not good. Oh jeez, I was looking at chat. Yeah, I've also played some Animal Crossing. But almost like the nice thing about New Horizons is handheld mode. Honestly, for me, it's okay. Well, you know what? We're just not gonna do that. We're just not gonna do it. We're gonna get 4th place, and we're gonna be happy about it. But yeah, like it's such a chill game to play in handheld mode. Alright, we didn't get 4th. That counts. It's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. I think 2 tracks remain. Yeah, that's definitely not going to be sub 2 hours, but we are certainly going to be setting a baseline for a time. Now it's got to count for something. This track also, I have no memories of this at all. I think it's actually a really cool track, but I do not recall ever seeing this. I'm assuming that means it's from a handheld game. But also, I'm not going to be real good at it, as opposed to all the other tracks that I've played it to perfection. Yeah, it's really easy to get run over by a train, especially like if you do lap 1 kind of okay, then on lap 2 you're gonna get into this sequence where all the trains are just next to each other and it's just misery. But we're gonna see how the game treats us today. Like roughly over here is usually where everything becomes a nightmare. And I don't know what I did. So maybe I just did lap 1 bad enough. That we don't have to worry about it. Oh no, this looks right, yeah. It's not from a past game. Really? Okay. That's cool. Oh god. Oh, there's little signs that point to Yoshi Valley and things as well. I've really never paid much attention to what's actually going on as decoration on some of these tracks. And I think right now is obviously the best time to do a little reading. I'm not doing anything that requires focus, don't worry about it. This is fine. There we go. Yeah, it was one of the DLC tracks. Split, I knew that. 1 track to go. If I can beat Big Blue in 1.5 minutes, we're good. If I can load Big Blue in 1.5 minutes, we're pretty much good, but I believe. Yeah, it's just barely gonna be over 2 hours, I think, which is unfortunate, but means we still got a goal for next time, you know? So it's not all bad. Oh, right, coins. Oh, no. Well, don't worry about it. Could probably pick those up here. Yeah. Perfect, 10 coins, exactly. It is a really quick track, to be fair, but... probably shouldn't take this as wide, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. Even though I already have 10 coins, I'm still just gonna go here to pick up some more, because it's fun, isn't it? Okay, so there's this weird jump here. I don't really know how to do it. Good enough. That'll do. I didn't fall in the void, you know? I'll take that. That's honestly good enough for me. The final lap. It's kind of nice that it says that on the last track of the game as well, you know? So I can't really start on any other track for that reason alone. Just we got trumpets, like there's... I guess this is a saxophone, but still... There's a lot of hype going on at the end of this. There's planes. Waluigi's there somewhere. Like, there's just a lot going on. Alright. There we go. 30 seconds away from sub 2 hours on a first attempt. Honestly, I'll take that. That's fine. I'm fully okay with that. I obviously would have been happy with sub 2 hours, but I also just tried a whole bunch of nonsense. So it's all good. I'm honestly very pleased about this. And it was fun. It was just a good time, you know?